What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more of the original recording, the 1986 recording of Phantom of the Opera. Thank you in particular to Darren, who's been following these and who is far more knowledgeable than I am. And in that regard, I may need some help with the setup here. My recollection of Poor Fool, He Makes Me Laugh is that it takes place within an opera in the Phantom of the Opera story. I think it's like Il Muto. Either way, Carlotta is singing her disdain toward the Countess, I think for falling for someone who... Is it the Phantom in disguise? The Phantom's present, but I think he's in disguise, and I think Raoul is also in costume or in disguise. Nevertheless, Carlotta is singing disdain, and I think there is... sort of functioning on two levels. It's part of the opera, but I think Christine is being insulted, and thus they are breaking, is Carlotta and are the people who run the theater the major rules that the Phantom has set down, which is to say, leave box 5 open and don't insult Christine. And as punishment for this transgression, the Phantom uses his metaphysical powers to compromise Carlotta's voice, and she begins croaking, not unlike a frog, to the point where she leaves the stage. They have to take her off, and I think they move to a ballet, instrumental section, and during that, I think the Phantom further sabotages the production, and the feeling, the atmosphere becomes much more dangerous and dire. So I think the entire piece is a lesson in what happens when you cross the Phantom. And the Phantom, who sees the entire opera and the people within it as his possessions, or at least his instruments, to make this beautiful music of the night and so on, when you don't do things the way he wants, he will punish you. And again, there's a vengeful aspect to it, which I think, again, it starts sort of light and almost comic, and then it gets more and more dangerous, especially once he starts enacting his vengeance for them seemingly ignoring his directives. So yeah, I hope I'm getting most of that right. Darren, do correct me if I'm not. Let's hear it. This is from the 1986 recording, Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera, and it's the Poor Fool, He Makes Me Laugh.
Poor fool, he makes me laugh. I'm trying to get a better half.
Poor fool, he doesn't know.
Did I not instruct that box 5 was to be kept empty?
It's him. I know it, it's him. Your part is silent, little toad.
A toad, madam? Perhaps it is you who are the toad.
Seraphimo, away with this pretense. You cannot speak, but kiss me in my... Oh! Poor fool, he makes me laugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the performance will continue in 10 minutes' time, when the role of the Countess will be sung by Miss Christine Daae.
In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we shall be giving you the ballet from Act 3 of tonight's opera. Maestro, the ballet, now.
So yeah, I think that leads to, what is it, All I Ask of You up on the roof. Nevertheless, I think I maybe messed that up, because like saying that, like, look, it'll continue in 10 minutes time and Christine will be singing the part of the Countess. I guess that means Carlotta was the Countess at the start. Either way, I do think she was insulting Christine. Also, I forgot, isn't that the part where he's like a stagehand or something, like, is like revealed to be hung, like he's been killed? And that's why they're saying, oh, it's an accident. Please just stay in your seats. It was just an accident. I think that's what that is there. Nevertheless, there's a reference also to the chandelier, which, I saw it a couple times when I was younger, and certainly the chandelier kind of swinging down in front of the seated audience was a notable, memorable part. But yeah, the sequence was more or less what I was thinking in general, the idea that the Phantom feels his directives have not been adhered to, and he's wreaking his revenge. He's sabotaging the production. He's, making Carlotta sound like a fool, sound like a toad, and thus is, directly, using her own words against her after she, makes Christine, like, be quiet, your part is not a speaking part. So, yeah, again, it's the Phantom, or Eric, getting his revenge, and the stakes and the danger certainly rising, whether or not I'm remembering all the individual parts. And I like it. It starts kind of light and fun and a bit silly, which, feels like the essence of, I think it's a comic opera, like in the context of the performance. But things quickly become less funny, and then by the end they sound quite dangerous, and like, maybe anyone is vulnerable or is expendable should Eric not get his way. So yeah, and then you can hear, Raoul, like, saying, like, Christine, come with me. And she's like, no, let's go to the roof. We'll be safe there. Even if I think the Phantom will still witness them there and perhaps, become even more enraged. So, yeah, it's part of a larger sequence of events that culminates in the downfall of the Phantom, and yet it is also, of course, like him exerting control. So, yeah, lots of moving parts. Again, I'm probably not remembering all that perfectly, but I look forward to hearing Darren or any others of you who have a greater, like, 360 view of the performance give any insights. Do let me know what you think of the song. And again, it's a credit to Carlotta, or the singer, the performer playing Carlotta, whose name eludes me in the moment, but that she can do that toad part so convincingly, which, it's like you're essentially making yourself sound awful, but you do it in a way that it's exactly what the part calls for. So, great work by her. Do let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.